Okay. So we're going to, if you're ready to begin, then let's begin in tabletop on your hands and knees. And start by just doing a few warm-ups here. So please come to your hands and knees and tabletop. And start by just warming up the spine a little bit in a few cat-cows on your own. On your exhalation, round your spine and gaze towards the navel. On your inhalation, look at the wall in front and lift your sit bones up. On your own, please. And then just relax in a neutral position. Take your hands, walk your hands forward on the floor, walk them along the floor, both of them, and bring your forehead to the floor. Hips in line with your knees and straighten your arms. In puppy dog. And come back to center, tabletop. And we're going into a twist here. So thread your right arm under your left shoulder and bring the right shoulder and right side of the head to the floor. And use your left hand to help you move, square your hips, as well as take the left shoulder back. Press the tops of your feet on the floor. Move the left shoulder away from the floor, twisting the spine. And come back to center, to tabletop. Exhale and go to the other side, threading the left arm under the right shoulder. Use your right hand to help you stabilize the hips and the shoulder, open the shoulders. Debbie, take your right hand forward a bit, please. Yeah, and then lift your elbow off the floor. Yes. And come back to center, please. Go to child's pose. Relax in child's pose. Actually, first start with your hands in front and energize the arms, lifting the elbows off the floor. So you're in downward dog arms and moving the energy up the arms, up the shoulder blades, up the spine, and bring your hips towards your heels. So a little more active version. And come back to tabletop again. I just want to mention that there's a few of you that I see that your video is muted, and that's okay. That's fine if you prefer to have it like that. If you would like to help me, like me to help you in the postures and also, of course, to keep you safe in your practice, then I would encourage you to open the video. Otherwise, if you prefer it like that, that's totally fine too. Okay. Then just take care of yourself in the practice. Okay. Walk your right hand forward along the floor, just the right hand. Straighten the left leg behind you with the toes on the floor. And press down on the left hand. Look forward a bit, lengthen the sternum. Press the top of the right foot. For the foundation is in the left hand and the right foot. And lift the right leg, sorry, the left leg up and the right hand up. Extend your spine. Look forward. Use the foundation to help you extend the spine and open the hip joint and the shoulder joint. Take the navel in to stabilize the core. And release, please. Release your right hand, release your left leg. Back to tabletop. Set up for the other side. Take your left hand forward along the floor. Left hand forward and right leg, straighten the right leg back. Toes on the floor. Before you lift, press the right hand a little bit. Move your hips back slightly so the left hip is above the left knee. So Karith, move your hips back a little more, please. Keep going. Bring the right hand back more. Yeah. And then spreading the palm, the left, which one? The right palm. Aileen, drop your toes to the floor. Drop the right hip down. Lengthen the inner line of the back leg. Press the top of the left foot. Create a strong foundation. Keep everything as it is, and then lift the left hand up, right leg up. Look forward. Strong foundation to lift and take the navel in to support the core and stay stable in the posture. Good. And release, please. Go back to child's pose. This time, take your hands back and relax there in child's pose. Okay, care to make it a little interesting? Come back to tabletop, please. And walk your right hand along the floor. Straighten your right leg behind you. Toes on the floor, please. Before going up, especially now because we're going up on the same side, so the foundation has to be really strong. So first move your hips back slightly and bring your left hand directly under your shoulder. Look forward. Drop the right hip a bit. Aileen, take your hips back more, please. And bring your left hand back more. Yes. And strong foundation, lift the right hand up, right leg up. Keep the hips moving back. If the hips move forward, you lose balance. Good. And release, please. It's fine. That's not easy. It's even if you stay up for like a second, it's good. It's a lot. Okay, and take the left hand forward, left leg back, and don't be in a rush to lift. Instead, pay more attention to the foundation, creating a strong foundation in your right palm. Lengthen the chest, sternum forward, look forward. Top of your right foot on the floor, right hip slightly behind the right knee. Keep all that, keep the foundation strong and lift. Inhale and lift, relax once you're in it. Good, very good. Relax, release. Go to child's pose, please. Rest in child's pose. So as you could experience there, maybe even a slight sense of how important it is to have a strong foundation in order to reach in that last posture, to reach up for more. It's really important to be centered with a strong foundation, not only physically, but mentally, and moving from that place to have something to push into, or to have something that is at the core that you can use to extend. So in this last posture, of course, it was the floor and your action against it that helped you to extend on in the upper body. Okay, and then take your hands forward, please. Make your way to downward dog. Start with your knees slightly bent and go up to a downward dog. The dogs are happy when you do yoga. Bend your knees slightly, lift your hips back and up. Look forward, look at your hands, and the foundation here is in your palms and how the weight is dropping across the palms. So looking at your hands, keep your consciousness there and drop the weight evenly across all the roots of all your fingers, especially the index finger and the thumb will tend to be light. Drop the weight, internal rotation of the lower arms to help you do that. These fingers are slightly apart, palms are spread, and then using the foundation, move the action and the energy up your hands, external rotation of the upper arms without losing the foundation in the index finger and your thumbs. Lift your sit bones up, activate your thighs and straighten the legs in your mount. And then use the action of your thighs, lift your toes up, the ones in front, to activate your thighs and again create a little more foundation in your legs by bringing your heels towards the floor. And now lift the sit bones up, lengthen your sternum forward to extend the spine from that foundation. Release your head. And then using the action of your hands and your feet, the apex of the posture are your sit bones. So lift the sit bones up, feed the sit bones, the lift of the sit bones from your hands as well as your legs. Literally reaching higher from using the foundation. Of course, it requires some strength as well to stay in the posture for longer. Bend your knees, come down to child's pose again, please. And in yoga, there's this constant practice of energizing action, and the other side of it is letting go, relaxing, softening, muscles coming into the bones, muscles moving away from the bones, the joints becoming compact, the joints relaxing. There's always this literal breathing kind of movement in the body, coming in and out. And then eventually, both of them happening at the same time in the posture. Where there's no separation between doing and non doing, between strength and softness. Between action and relaxation. The balance itself becomes one entity. And take your hands forward, please. Come to tabletop again. Make your way to downward dog again, please. And now as you stay longer, the force of gravity is going to assert itself on your physical body. So you have to work against that. And that is going to help you to strengthen when you work against a force that is asserting itself upon. So when you get an urge to come out, and that differs from person to person, when your mind is sending you that message, recharge your actions, your foundation again. Use the foundation to activate and work up against the downward force of gravity in the posture. Stay focused in your breath. And just tell yourself, I'm going to stay for another 5 breaths. So give your mind a focus point. And even if it's not comfortable, just try to stay for 5 breaths more. Good. Inhale, step your legs forward, look at the wall in front. Exhale, relax your hips and fold. Inhale, hands above your head, come up. Exhale, release your hands in Samasthiti. Relax there. You can come down to a seated posture, please. And Karith, if you'd like to share at this moment.
Okay. So we are still in this period of the Omer. And just for those of you who may not be familiar with it, the Omer is this period between Passover and Shavuot where we make this counting, where we do a counting. And so today we are on the 13th day of the Omer. One of the purposes of doing this accounting between Passover and Shavuot is to make a connection between our liberation during Passover and revelation during Shavuot, when the Torah was given to the Jewish people. So there's this strong bond between these two holidays and how we as Jews look at those two spiritual concepts of redemption, freedom, and revelation, knowledge, understanding. And then each day of the Omer has a specific quality assigned to it, and each week of the Omer has a specific quality assigned to it. And we overlay the quality of the day with the quality of the week. Okay, gets very complicated. Happy to have a conversation about what that looks like in a big picture outside of this class. But today, we're just going to focus on this 13th day of the Omer. And this day is Gevurah Shebe Yesod. And Gevurah means strength. So like a Gibor is a hero. But we can look at it. Amit was taking us through some asanas as we started out that really drew on our physical strength and foundation. We can also look at this as a spiritual quality, not just the physical strength, but an inner strength, a strength of spirit. And then foundationally, and these things can be very connected, right? Our physical sense and our spiritual sense, or sometimes they might not be. But that sense of foundation, of roots, of feeling of our center that Amit was showing us at the very beginning of the class, knowing where that is. What a great practice to engage in with our bodies as a reminder to ourselves that we need to do that also for our spiritual selves. And when we engage in yoga, we have this opportunity of practice as we're engaging in the asanas to also think about that alignment of what's going on with ourselves spiritually, in our foundation, in our sense of inner strength. So in my experience, strength and limitation are strongly interconnected. They might seem like opposites when we look at them, on their face. But I'll pose this idea, which is that starting with a deep understanding of form, and you can think of form as limitation, a poet or a composer can create something of great beauty within a strictly structured framework upon which that all hangs, how it all holds together. Our spiritual lives are very, very similar. We need that structure, the structure that comes from both our foundational roots and also from our own personal inner strength and the ability to constrict ourselves. And we can think about this idea of tzimtzum, which means making smaller. And we're taught in our mystical texts that this was an action that God engaged in to make room for everything else. That act of tzimtzum, of constricting. So when we are confronted with limiting ourselves and questioning ourselves about whether we should limit, we can take a little bit of solace in the fact that even God has to restrict God's self. Okay? So if you're feeling like I should do everything, I should be able to do it all, no, you shouldn't. You shouldn't have to, because even God doesn't. So I would love to share a poem about foundation. It comes from Rabbi Tamara Cohen. And if you'd like to, could be a time just to relax the gaze, find a comfortable place to sit. It's not a long poem, but just about 30 seconds of just allowing yourself to notice your foundation while you hear the poem, maybe noticing the foundation of the breath as well. Here in the joining of strong right thigh to centering pubic bone, here in the weaving of my life and yours, the melding of my purpose and the purpose. Here you are staying still, staying present for as long as you need, for all time, like the ocean promises the sand, like the stars promise the black expanse of night. Here you are the lone tree not fallen despite wind, despite rain. If nothing could shake your roots, here is where you would find yourself. And what would you do with this enduring foundation holding you firm? What would you dare? You can take a few more breaths in, noticing that foundation that allows you to act, that allows you to be daring. And then gently open the eyes. We'll get ready to return to our physical practice.
Thank you, Kerith. Thanks for that sharing. There's a lot in there. A couple of things that I want to talk about in connection to yoga is firstly that yoga is a practice of moving from external reality, refining your existence in external reality to moving towards an internal reality. So even what you see in nature is a reminder for you to connect with those aspects that you appreciate in nature within yourself and your own inner nature. When we work with the body, we work in asana practice, we work in the body to develop certain skills, training the mind. And because the body is gross, you can see it, you can feel it, it's easier to work with it. And it provides a pathway to go deeper into the breath next. And then from the breath to the senses, from the senses deeper into subtle energy, and finally with the soul. So that is the journey. We work with the more gross aspects to move internally as a way towards a spiritual practice, which means a practice of the spirit. It's hard to do it immediately. You have to move from external to internal. And the other thing that I wanted to also share was that in terms of limitations, now if you look at a posture, any posture that you're sitting, even the one that you're sitting in right now, it has structure and it has form, right? So by sitting here, you are limiting your experience. And this is important because if you got distracted, something happened, whatever, and you started running around doing that, going somewhere else, all of that, you see that you would not receive the benefit of sitting here at this moment in this structure and this form at the moment. And a lot of the times we need to do that. We need to, in order to gain something from what you're doing right now, we have to limit ourselves. You could call it, use that word or use another word if you want, but we have to limit ourselves with certain things, right? Like, for example, if I'm really hungry now and I want to go and have ice cream, I'd like to, but I'm going to limit myself to teaching this class at this moment. Okay. So, so simple things like that, simple things like that, where we often look at it from a negative perspective when we have to like restrain or limit ourselves. But if there is a positive benefit from it, like even staying in a posture for a long time, if that gives you a positive benefit, then something that you need to do. If limiting yourself, restraining yourself from causing harm to yourself and others, which certainly has many benefits to yourself and everyone else, if you need to restrain yourself from that, and we all need to, it's the foundation of the yoga practice, then one has to do that no matter what. No matter what you think, what you feel about someone or something, you just have to. That's it. And that's where the strength comes as well. To be able to do that, to develop the skill to restrain and to hold yourself in a place where you are centered in something as powerful as non-harming or love, or something as powerful as truth. You have to restrain, you have to limit the lies to stay in truth. Otherwise, it doesn't happen, So it's like that. Anyway, that's all for now. Okay, let's continue the practice, please. And come up to standing. We're going to do a few sun salutations today, just to warm up. So come up to standing at the top of your mat. And try to keep this in mind. Some of the things that we talk about, it's one thing to just listen to it and then forget about it, but try to keep it, internalize it. And even if you can bring a little bit of it in your practice, it'll help to kind of integrate the concept into your body at least, and then from there it can go deeper. Okay. So come to your breath, please. And as Karith earlier said, you can use the breath as a centering force. Just observing your breath will center your mind. Count your breaths for 10 breaths and limit your experience to just doing that. And for a restless mind, even that simple practice is very challenging. Open your eyes, please. Inhale, hands above your head. Exhale, relax your hips and fold. Inhale, look at the wall in front. Exhale, right leg back, right knee down, hands on the floor. Inhale, hands above your head. Exhale, move to plank position. Inhale in plank. Look forward slightly in plank. Exhale, knees down, chest down, hips lifted. Inhale, drop your pelvis and navel, lift your head and chest. Elbows are bent. Exhale, lift your hips back and up. Inhale, step your right foot in between your hands, left knee down, hands above your head. Exhale, hands to the floor and sink your hips. Inhale, step your left leg forward, look at the wall in front. Exhale, relax and fold. Inhale, hands above your head, come up. Exhale, release your hands, Samasthiti. Continuing, inhale, hands above your head, activate your thighs to stabilize your legs. Exhale, relax your thighs and fold from your hip joint. Inhale, look at the wall in front, activate your thighs to open the back of your legs. Exhale, right leg back, right knee down, hands on the floor, relax and open the front of the right thigh. Inhale, hands above your head. Continue to open the front of the right thigh. Exhale, move to plank position. Shoulders in line with your wrists. And take your heels back slightly. Activate your thighs. Take your navel in. Exhale, knees down, chest down, hips lifted. Inhale, drop your pelvis and navel. Lift your head and chest. Keep your elbows bent, please. Debbie, drop your navel to the floor. Exhale, lift your hips back and up to downward dog and activate your thighs to open the back of the legs. Lift your sit bones up. Inhale, step your right foot in between your hands, left knee down, and take your hands above your head. Relax and open the front of the left thigh. Exhale, hands to the floor. Continue to open the hip joint. Inhale, step your left leg forward. Look at the wall in front. Activate your thighs. Exhale, relax your thighs and fold. Inhale, hands above your head. Engage the thighs to stabilize the legs and release everything. One more. Focus on lengthening your spine. Inhale, hands above your head. Lengthen the sides of your waist. Exhale, fold from the hip joint with a long spine. Keep your hands where they are. Inhale, look at the wall in front to extend the spine and open the hip joint. Exhale, right leg back, right knee down. Hands on the floor, look at the wall in front to lengthen the sternum. Inhale, hands above your head. Energize your right hand a little bit more. Lift the head and chest back. Open the right side. Exhale, move to plank position. Shoulders in line with your wrists. Look forward slightly and take your navel in. Exhale, knees down, chest down. Lift your buttock bones up high to bring the arch into the spine. Exhale, drop your pelvis and navel. Lift your head and chest to open the upper and mid back. Exhale, look at your hands as you go to downward dog. Once you go up, once you're in the posture, then release your head so the spine is long. Inhale, step your right leg forward, left knee down, hands above your head. Energize with your left hand a little bit more to open the left side. Exhale, hands to the floor. Look at the wall in front. Inhale, step your left leg forward. Continue to look at the wall in front to extend your spine. Exhale, relax your hips and fold with a long spine. Inhale, hands above your head, come up. Energize your arms to lengthen the side waist. And exhale, relax in Samastitihi. Just relax there for a moment, please. Okay, we're going to do a few standing postures today. So turn and face the camera and place your bricks at the back edge of your mat if you're using bricks, otherwise no problem. And standing at the center of your mat. Claudia, can you turn us slightly down so I can see your mat, please? And your feet. Yeah. Thank you. Okay. It's okay. If it doesn't, it's fine. If it doesn't, it's fine. And step your legs apart, hands apart. Yeah, that's better. Exhale and point the right foot out. Take your hands apart, please, in line with your shoulders. And inhale, extend with your right hand, relax your right hip back as you reach for the wall in front. Exhale, release your hand to wherever is comfortable for you in triangle. Relax your hips first. Relax the left knee slightly. Release your left hand to your hip. And take your head and chest back. Lift the sternum up. And as you do that, the hips will come forward slightly. External rotation of the right thigh to open the outer hamstring. And then straighten the left leg to open the hip joint. Keep the spine as it is. Take the right sit bone towards the left sit bone. It's a subtle action, not a gross one. And then press down on the right wrist and lengthen the right sternum away from the right sit bone. Take the left shoulder back and take your left hand up. Now hold your body with your actions and focus on your breath and count 5 breaths, please. Use the breath to center. Good. Inhale, come up, please. Exhale, change the direction of your feet. Inhale, relax the hips as you go into triangle. Reach for the wall in front. Relax the left hip back and release the hand to wherever's comfortable. Release the right hand. Before you do anything, relax. Always moving from a place of relaxation. Bend the right knee slightly. Lift your sternum up, take your head back. In a seesawing action, the spine goes back and your hips will come forward slightly. External rotation of the left thigh to take the left sit bone back and straighten. If you're unable to straighten, then go up a bit. Go up and then straighten if you're unable to straighten low. And then straighten the right leg. Left sit bone away from the left sternum. Left sternum away from the left sit bone. Lengthen. Take the right shoulder back. Take your hand up. Now hold your body with your actions and focus on your breath. Count 5 breaths. Slow, relaxed breathing to center the mind. Strong back leg to come up. Exhale, step your legs together, release your hands in Samastitihi. And remember always, when you go into a posture, relax into it. Once you're in, apply soft, relaxed focus action. Then hold the body with those actions and once again relax in the posture. And then come out of it. Okay, inhale, step or jump your legs apart, hands apart. Exhale, point the right foot out. Inhale, charge the left side of your body. Reach for the wall on the left. And then exhale, bend your right knee, right hand down, left hand up in Utthita Parsvakonasana. Relax the right knee, take the right hip in line with the right knee. So Debbie, step your foot forward and bring the right hip down. The top of the right thigh should be eventually in the same plane as the top of the right knee. May not happen right now, but eventually. And of course, this is a little more challenging. When you want to come out, stay for another 2 more breaths and then come out. Up to you when you come out. Okay, good. Inhale, come up. Exhale, change the direction of your feet. Inhale, charge the right side of your body. Exhale, relax into it. Bend your left knee, relax your hips, go into it. Release the left hand down, right hand up. Once you assume the shape of the posture, first relax in it and then apply the actions of lengthening the sternum, maybe going a little deeper in the hip joint, activate the back leg, twist the spine. And then once you do the actions to what is available, hold the body with your actions, focus on your breath and try to relax wherever you feel the tightness. And this is an example of limiting the structure and the form to develop more strength and endurance. Inhale, come up please. Exhale, bring your legs together. Release your hands, Samastiti. And in between postures, allow the breath to relax. Allow the body and the mind to internalize the effects of your experience in the posture. Again, what I spoke about earlier, the doing and then creating the space to relax and internalize the release. If you just do, all you do is create more stress. So you have to make the room, limit the experience to one of relaxation for a few moments at least. Okay, and then keep your hands on your hips and step your legs apart, please. We're going to go into the warrior poses today, since you're talking about many things that are part of the warrior, strength, foundation, all kinds of things. So let's do the warriors. Revolve to your right, so point the right foot out. Relax your knees and hips and square your torso and your hips, bringing the right shoulder back, left hip forward. You may have to step your left foot slightly towards the camera to do that. And then hands on your hips, Straighten the back leg to find that anchor in the back leg. Lift your sternum up and exhale, bend the right knee, bring your hip down. So in this posture, the ideal position is that the knee should be directly above the heel. And take the right shoulder back, right hip back slightly, activate the left thigh and spin the inner groin back. Take your hands out to the side, palms facing down. And from the energy of the palms facing down, relax and go down a little bit more. Turn the palms up, lift your chest, activate the back leg, then take just the left hand forward to square the torso, then take both your hands up. Go down a little bit, relax the right knee and hip, and then look up, energize your spine, energize your arms. The back leg is where the foundation is. The back leg is where the strength is. So when you have the back leg working, the right knee and the right hip can relax and open. Extension in the spine. And inhale, come up, please. Exhale, release your hands and turn to the other side, revolve to the other side. Relax as you revolve and square the torso and the hips, hands on your hips. First relax and then energize the back leg to find that action and relax the left knee. Bring your hip down, hands on your hips, bend the left knee, bring it down, bring the hip down, and adjust your foot so that the knee is directly above the ankle and heel. The foundation is in the back leg here, so take your hands out to the side, palms facing down, relax the left knee a little bit more. Then turn your palms up and activate the right thigh, ground the right heel. Bring your right hand forward to square the torso, lift both your hands up, relax down a little bit, and then inhale, look up, activate the back leg, foundation in the outer right heel coming towards the floor, and your right thigh working to spin the inner groin back, extension in the spine, opening in the hip joint and shoulder joint. And while this is physically challenging, it's actually much more challenging to the energy body and to the breath and the mind. Inhale, come up, please. Exhale, bring your legs together, release your hands. Samastitihi. And again, that's an example of how we use the body in asana practice to develop more mental and emotional capacities. For example, the quality of endurance is not just a physical quality. It's hardly actually a physical quality, in my opinion. It's much more a mental, emotional quality. Yeah, the muscles have to be strong, okay. But it's much more a mental and emotional quality. The quality of courage, which this posture is Virabhadrasana. The translation is literally, building courage. It's about the quality of courage, endurance. And step your legs apart, hands apart. Let's go into Warrior 2. Pigeon toe the feet in, please. And point your right foot out. Charge the left side of your body. Bend the right knee and bring your right hip down. First, relax into it. Relax the right knee. Relax the right hip. Move the right knee slightly to the right, and the right hip comes, both your hips come forward slightly, especially the right one, external rotation. Activate the left leg, and notice if your torso is leaning to the right, reach for the wall on the left. So the torso is straight, like in Tadasana, mountain pose, like you're standing straight. Holding from the left side of the body. The action is there, the foundation is there, the extension is in the spine, the opening is in your right hip, right knee, and the shoulder joint. Relax your shoulders. And staying for longer, either develop strength or require strength, or both. Inhale, come up, please. Change the direction of your feet. Charge the right side of your body with your hands in line with your shoulders. Reach for the wall behind your right middle finger. And exhale, relax the left knee. Bring the left hip down. The left knee moves slightly to the left, so the hip left sit bone is in line with the left heel. And then hold the posture from the right side, from the right leg and the right hand. Extend the spine and relax the left knee, left hip. Relax your shoulders. And inhale, come up, please. Exhale, step your legs together. Release your hands, Samastiti. And since we're working on the warrior postures, another aspect of strength that's really important is that strength should not be confused with aggression, and vice versa. It's not. And what is the difference between strength and aggression? Can somebody tell me, please? What could be the difference between strength and aggression? Say that again. Say that again, please, Donna.
Strength is an internal attribute, and aggression is outward towards somebody, towards something else.
Can be. What about if you're thinking aggressive thoughts about somebody and you're not acting it out? Right?
Yes. I was just giving it a try.
Right? No, that's good. No, it's good. It's good. It's good. It's, we're discussing, right? Yeah. Okay. Anything else? Anyone else?
If no one else wants to say anything, I think there's
but if you feel like
intention, right, and quality that aggression raises a physical quality within ourselves that is a disturbance to ourselves. That aggression is it's always unwholesome. Aggression is there's never wholesome aggression, because it's harmful both to others and to ourselves.
Yeah, there it is, harmful, right? So the difference is in the intention, right? If your intention is first of all, if the intention is grounded in love, you can have a lot of strength within that quality of love, towards yourself and others. When you are not grounded in love, the mind is not grounded in love, then the opposite of that is creating harm, right? So then that same strength can be used in a different way. That's why some of the greatest villains in this world, they're very strong, right? They're all very strong, but the placement of the energy is in either a positive state or a negative state, which means that it has to be grounded in a positive state of love or compassion, which means that the softness needs to be part of the equation. Strength has a lot of softness, actually. That's what earlier I spoke about it, that there's these things happening, action, relaxation, working, and letting go. A lot of things happening at the same time, but where all of it becomes one. So strength is like in warrior pose, you are holding strong on one side, or one thing is holding strong, but the other is you should also have the capacity to soften on one side. So holding both of that together is what true strength is. And in the foundation, grounded in something positive energy, not in negative energy. Because as soon as something is grounded in negative energy, it will fire the mind. When you notice that if you're in a positive, peaceful experience, the mind is quiet. When you look at nature, when you're anything when you're expressing, kindness or love, the mind is quiet, it's relaxed. And when there is negative energy, the mind is very active, it's firing, it's like. And then if you can't limit the mind, it then moves on to the body, into actions, into the words, into all of that. And then the same strength that you may have because of the inability to restrain spills into aggression. That's why you have to ground strength with softness and in positive, in a positive aspect of who you are. Okay. Let's come back to standing, please, and let's do another warrior pose, this time the third one. Then let's see, have your bricks. If you have your bricks, then place the bricks at the top of your mat, please, and stand facing that direction at the top of your mat. Okay, and this is a little similar to how we started the class, lifting one leg up and lifting one hand up, but we're going to do it with both hands. So stand just about 2 feet away from your bricks, if you're using them, otherwise it's okay. And take your feet hip distance apart. Step your left leg back in line with your hip on the floor. And we're going into warrior one first. So go into warrior one first on this side. You just did it, so you can go into it on your own. Take your hands up. Debbie, work the left leg a little bit more. Even if you don't go down as much, work the left leg more. And then keep your hands up. Step the left leg next to the right, but keep it in the air. Step the left leg forward. Keep it in the air. Yeah, and stand straight up. Even if your knee bends, it's fine, but stand straight up. Yeah. Okay, and now go into warrior 3 from there. Lift the left leg up behind you. Lengthen your arms forward. Try to keep the arms up. Try to keep them up if you can. If you can't, then release to the brick. Foundation is in the right leg. Lift the left leg up, look forward. And if you're not able to stay up, release your hands. Release your hands and take the support of your hands on the brick. Yes. Inhale and come up, please. Go back to warrior 1 from there. And release your hands to your hips. Step your left leg forward in mountain pose. And step your right leg back, hands on your hips, and go into warrior 1 legs first. Hips and torso square, and take your hands up. Work the back leg. This is a prep for warrior 3 for the action in the back leg. And then keep your hands up, step the right leg forward, stand there with your leg in the air, and ground the left leg to find the balance here. Strengthen the left leg, and then go into warrior 3. Relax the left hip, work the right leg. The right leg has to work to lift up. Flex the foot, lift the right leg up, bring your chest parallel, and then lengthen the sternum forward. If you can't stay up, release your hands to the bricks. Get some support. Can you find the strength and the softness in this posture? Take some support if you need to do that, if you're unable to find it. Inhale, come up, please. Exhale and relax in Samasthiti. And turn to face the camera again. Inhale, step or jump your legs apart, hands apart. Pigeon toe your feet in. Relax your shoulders, relax your hips. And inhale, turn your palms up, look up. Exhale, relax your hips and bring your hands to the floor or your props. Inhale, extend your spine, look at the wall in front to open the hip joint. If your legs are straight, then relax the hip joint, take your hands back and relax into the fold. So here is an opportunity to practice softness and not aggression. The action is only to lengthen the sternum forward and open the hip joint. The folding comes from relaxing, not from aggression, not from pushing the torso down. So restrain the experience to that of relaxation. The action is only in the sternum lengthening forward towards the chin and the sit bones lifting up. The fold comes from relaxing the hip joint. And often we have to practice how to move out of aggression and into strength, because conditioning is often more in aggression than in strength. The legs are strong, the spine and hip joint is softening. And inhale, come to the half position, please. Exhale, hands on your hips. Inhale, come up. Exhale, bring your legs together and lie down on your back, please. Carrot, did you want to share in between or just at the end? Okay, so this could be a good time then if you wanted to. Just relax there, please. Lie down and relax.
So as we're practicing, it's very tangible. All of these ideas that we're talking about, the spiritual ideas. But when we come to a conceptualization of divinity, and particularly within Judaism, we're told time and time again that the Jewish sense of divinity is something that is intangible. And this comes across in many ways. And, you know, the story of our not being okay with idols. There's two of them that come to mind immediately, with the golden calf and the story about Abraham and his smashing all of the idols. And then in other ways as well, even in that very esoteric name of God, God's personal name, Yud He Vav He, in which we see all forms of being in that word, Yud He Vav He, an unpronounceable name. And there we go, yet another intangible. We're not even supposed to say that name. And then that verb that it puts forth is this idea of being, yet within that construction, the form of that word, there are all tenses occurring simultaneously: past, present, and future. So while we want to expand, it's another situation where it's only through limitation that we can truly connect with the divine. And so even though we're told as Jews not to give human qualities to God, we have names for God: the compassionate one, the merciful one. These are all human qualities that we're ascribing to a deity. And that's how we can connect, through that limitation. Again, it can connect us not even just with the spirituality, but allows us to connect with the divine in our lives.
Thank you, Kerith. Thanks for that sharing again. Since we did all those strong postures, I'm thinking that we'll relax now a bit. So just lie down in Supta Baddha Konasana, join the soles of your feet. And you can use your bricks under your legs if you'd like for more passive um, experience. And if you're in feeling the physical experience predominantly at the moment, then begin to withdraw your mind, the conscious mind, away from your body, away from your actions, relaxing your actions, and bring it to your breath, just observing your breath as you breathe naturally, soft, relaxed breathing, softening the body first and then softening the breath. The breath is connected to the mind. As you soften and relax your breath, the mind will respond to that. Where the thoughts soften a bit as you slow down the breath. Perhaps the thoughts will slow down a bit. So don't focus on the thoughts themselves, focus on the breath to influence the thoughts. Slowing down and softening your breath. And letting go of any effort, withdrawing the mind from the senses, from desire in the practice, as well as external objects with the eyes closed, ears soft, tongue soft, skin soft. Soft breath again. Quietening the senses. And relaxing the emotional body, the energy body. And once the physical body is quiet and soft and relaxed, the breath and the mind slow and soft, relaxed, and the energy body quiet and soft and relaxed, then perhaps you will be able to connect with that aspect of yourself which is still, serene, peaceful, loving, kind, courageous, and all things positive. And true strength comes from that place within yourself. Being anchored with this aspect of yourself, being grounded within it. And when energy manifests itself outside in the physical realm, while being grounded with this eternal, all positive aspect of yourself, then it's pure strength and love and kindness. The presence of the soft, peaceful, joyful. And bring your knees together, please. Straighten your legs and relax in Shavasana.
A chant and a practice that comes from Rabbi Shefa Gold. The words are Ozi v'zimrat ya vayhi li lishua. My strength balanced with the song of God will be my salvation. In this practice, Rabbi Gold writes, I find and express my strength, my will, my effort, and desire when I chant Ozi. When I chant Vizimrat Ya, I open and surrender to the God song and let it be. Let it be sung through me. Then in the last phrase, Vayehi li lishua, I balance those two aspects of my practice. Oh, Hamavdil ben kodesh lechol, chatotenu imchol, zar'inu v'chaspenu yarbe kachol, ve'akol chavim balayla. Shavua tov, Shavua tov, Shavua tov, Shavua tov, Shavua tov, Shavua tov, and joy increase. Have a beautiful week, everybody. May you find time to notice your foundation in every action you take part in, and to know that that you have that strength, that gevurah, that inner strength that resides within you. Shavua Tov, everyone.
Thank you, Kara. Thank you, Amit. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. It was beautiful as always. Thank you.
Thank you. There was so much today. I have to there was so much content to take in.
Thanks, Donna.
Bye, Kara.
Nice to see you.
You too. Trying to separate strength and aggression. Thinking about clergy meetings.
We can wink at each other.
Talk to you later. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you very much. Bye, both of you, everybody. Bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you. Goodbye, Faith. Goodbye, Benjamin. Thank you, Amit.